Welcome back, guys. Azathan here. In this video we'll be continuing on from the previous video where we did the gather for a glass cube farm. And so in this one we'll do the build. Now I'd previously surveyed this world and found a pretty good silver mine. And so we're just going to find the exact center. So I'm just going to move back and forth until I find the 99. Often it's hard to find the 100. And so that should be good. I'm going to drop a mark just to show where the center is. And then the first placement of the first glass cube is going to determine the rest of the build. So we want to make sure this is exactly placed, aiming towards where we want it to head towards. Okay, and then we're just going to build up. I like to set it about a 10 up. So that should be good. And now we'll just remove all the glass cubes on our way up. And we're going to start with building the silver mine here. And so with an S, you probably only need one. In this, I'm going to overbuild and put 2. Each connection on a mineral or gas extractor can only be connected to twice. So you can have an in and an out on each one. So you have to watch how you connect to them. Especially when you have groups of 6, 8, 10. In this case, we've only got 2. It really doesn't matter as much. So I'm going to connect the mineral extractors to each other and to the depots. And then I'm going to run the connections along the outsides. Now for storage space, each depot can hold 1,000. Each mineral extractor or gas extractor can hold 250. And so with 12 of them, placing 12 of them here, and 1 back at the main part of the base to bring the connection back, it'll give us a total of 13,500, which is a pretty good amount to get each day. Now I'm going to set up the power here temporarily and get the connections ready. Now for power, each battery will store up to 50 energy, which lasts for a whole night, so 15 minutes. You need 2 solar panels to charge that up per battery. So I've placed 4 solar panels and 2 batteries back there. Now we're going to run this all the way back over, right to near our base computer. And there's our ship. So that's as far as we're going to go with that direction. And so now I'm going to set up landing pads and the main part of the base. I usually do a cookie cutter base of about 5 units by 3 units wide and symmetrically place the landing pads on each side. I'm going to set up a bit more power here. And I like to bring the landing pads down a little bit so you can overlook it by a little. But that's all personal preference. And we need a couple microprocessors for the landing pads. Now when you place landing pads, you can turn them around so you can change the direction that the ship is facing when it's landed. And so I prefer the ships facing towards the base itself. Okay, and I'm going to reposition the ship. Just move it out a little further so when I take off I don't actually hit the base. And now we'll place our second landing pad and turn it around a couple times and a holodoor. Okay, and our base teleport module. Okay, now we're going to build down and get our entrance. Just make sure we can get back up from the ground. And we'll do a little cleanup while we're down here. Holodoor, of course. Okay, and let's get rid of the spot that we spent half an hour in the dark refining all the maps that we needed. And now we'll place the first short-range teleporter down at the bottom here. I also like to put a little ramp in front. Drops the entrance down a little bit. And this is one of the features I like. They've just added where you can move your base computer. So I usually bring it into the base. And to the left, to the right, somewhere. Now if you see the little light, you just want to align that just to the right. And it'll get perfectly placed. And the second short range teleporter. And we'll just connect the two. Okay, and we'll get the electric running down. Okay. And I'm just going to delete the next glass cube just above, just to make sure it works. And then I'll remove the rest of the glass cubes on my way up. At several of my bases I've built stairs up, as well as teleporters. And so that's another option, especially if you want to look like your base is actually supported by something instead of anti-grav. And now let's place our refiners. And free placement is often the best for this. Sometimes they don't turn around to face you, even when you use the rotate. Try to get these placed fairly well. Now I tried to make things fairly efficient, so I'm going to be bringing the silver back into a supply depot right near the entrance here. And so I'll find a spot just to the right or left here. And I'll drop a supply depot here. I also like to drop it down a level, which allows you to see the biodomes a bit better. You get a nice vantage point from the main part of the base. Okay, we'll place the curved corridors. We'll attach the biodomes to that. Okay, at this point I'm wondering, do I place the batteries and solar panels first, or do I place the biodomes? Problem is knowing where to place them. So I'm going to place the biodomes first. That'll show me exactly how much space I have left on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to place 5 on each side, and another curved corridor. And I'll remove the glass cubes along the middle, down the center. I don't need them here. You can always run through all the biodomes to get through. And it also carries electricity. Again, I'm going to build out some space to put the solar panels and batteries. Now each battery, if it's full, can last 15 minutes, that's a full night, supplying 50 units of electricity. You need 2 solar panels to support each battery. So basically it has to supply enough electricity to charge it up during the day from empty and to keep all machinery running for that 50. And so we have 10 biodomes, each using 50 units, and we've got 2 mineral extractors, each using 50. We'll also have some miscellaneous extra power uses from other base things like the teleporter and such. And so we'll just increase the number. Due to the shape of this, we'll probably just add an extra 3 extra batteries. So it would normally be 13 just to cover our needs. So we're going to make it 16. And so that means 16 batteries and 32 solar panels. Okay, now let's see. And at this time, we notice that we're about to run out of power. It's about to go night. We didn't have enough time to charge up our batteries. And so the biodomes are going to drain all the batteries pretty quickly. It really doesn't matter. The next day cycle will fully charge things, and from then on it should run properly. And we'll just place our frostwort now. Each biodome can support up to 16 plants. Now I don't really like the look of the plants at the entrance and exit, so I place 14. Now we've got 10 biodomes, 10 times 14, 140. Each plant produces 81 frostwort. It takes 40 frostwort to produce a glass. So basically that'll give you about 140 glass cubes, and it takes just over 10,000 silver to produce it, and we'll easily get that. Okay, I'm going to place the piping to get the silver back to the main part of the base. Not sure what happened with that last update, but it's become a little harder to place the pipes. in a lot more invalid position and object too close. Okay, and while I'm here, I'm just going to clean up. Won't need the solar panels. Put that glass cube back in. Gonna leave the batteries for a little bit. They still have charge. We'll keep things running for a little longer, but... Okay. Let's hook this pipe up. Okay, so let's keep placing biodomes. We're just going to keep switching back and forth between the biodome and the straight corridor. And the curved corridor. And let's place all our frost ward on this side too. Now you can place your biodomes however you want. I find that placing them in a circle makes it much easier. It makes it way easier to harvest. It's just a quick run straight around. It takes about a minute. You can place them to the side. You can walk in each one and harvest. I find this much more efficient though.
Extreme night temperature detected.
Okay, and that's it for frost crystal. Okay, and we see solar's coming through. And if you look up at the top, where I'm mousing over, harvest all plants, you just hit that sign at the top and harvest everything as you're running around. Okay, so we've got just under 7 more minutes of nighttime remaining. And so we're just going to do some cleanup here. Might as well get rid of the batteries. Remove a bunch of glass cubes. And we'll supply the power. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build a higher ceiling. I've actually portaled in and found I'm standing on top of the base above everything. Not really what you want when you're in the middle of a storm. And the next peril of building sky bases is sometimes when you load in, you fall through the floor. And so I'm going to build a bit of a basement here. And it's just to catch me if I fall. I've built a couple of these very, very tall ones, and it's more important on those. And next, the all-important save point. And let's save this. And we have a little bit more cleanup to go. Let's remove the batteries and solar panels. We have 4 minutes and 41 seconds remaining of nighttime. And let's speed that up a little bit. And there we go. I love the sunrises and sunsets through these walls. And so every 11 hours or so, we'll get in about 13,500. And we can look and see that we've got another 50 minutes on Frost Crystal. You get to harvest every hour. And let's take a look at the power generation. Now if we look at this, okay, so we have a usage of 645, 800 available. Power output currently is 25 per solar panel. It's usually 50 in the middle of the day. Just in twilight, it is a little lower. And so this is more than enough. like having the mining extractor a bit further out. That way you don't hear the thump, 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 thump in the main part of your base. This concludes my glass cube farm build. Now, a few of you have been wondering what the save beacons are off in the distance. One is an electromagnetic generation hotspot, and the other one is an activated indium hotspot. So my next build is to build out a full activated indium mine that produces about 20,000 units per hour. And that's going to be 500 million units in a day. So like and subscribe. Stay tuned for my next video. Thanks for watching, guys.